Well, hello there, how is everyone? I hope you are all well on this Thursday. That's it, baby, it's Thursday. Friday tomorrow, this week has flown. You're looking absolutely amazing, I must add, and we're going to get straight into the meat and potatoes, as this is a bit of a reaction video, because a few of you reached out in the night and sent me a link to a video. Now, this video hasn't received as much recognition as it should, so I'm helping basically push it out, because I think that this information is something that needs to be at least looked at to fully get to grips with whether it's credible or not. Because if it's credible information, which, don't get me wrong, we cannot 100% conclude anything at this stage, but this is information that could lead you to believe that things aren't always as they seem, shall we put it that way, to try and be safe. So what channel am I talking about? Some of you may have seen it, some of you won't. But this channel is 5149 with James Lee. Now, I will put the link to that video in the pinned comment down below, so you can go and check out his channel and see what else he is talking about. But let's listen to it, because this is information that could potentially blow your socks off, blow them clean off your feet. Let's crack on, let's listen.
Okay, fact number one. The hospital where Charlie Kirk was pronounced dead is called Timpanogos Regional Hospital in Orem, Utah. Fact number two, as of the recording of this video, the bullet that fatally struck Charlie Kirk has not been identified, and the autopsy carried out under Utah's chief medical examiner, Dr. Deidre Almaro, remember that name, has also not yet been publicly released. Fact three, this is a controversial fact, but one I believe to be true. Charlie Kirk did not have an exit wound.
And look, that I get this information regarding the exit wound, right? Many people think that Charlie was shot from the side or behind, and this is an exit wound. I'm someone who I do not believe that. I believe that he was shot, and this was the impact wound. And I think we can very quickly, the waters can get muddied. And by the waters getting muddied, we can get further and further away from what we need to be looking at. Look, this place where Charlie was sitting was a sniper's haven. He was a sitting duck. He was an absolute sitting duck, which again raises questions over the security team. The security team, were they doing their job? Were they doing their due diligence to keep this man safe? And that was their primary. It was their functionality. That was why they were there, to keep the guy safe, and they didn't. And even a fucking child would have known and understood that he was a sitting fucking duck. But yeah, I believe this is an entry wound. I believe that the bullet came from the front somewhere, but I do not believe that Tyler Robinson fired the fatal shot. I don't believe so. That's my viewpoint. But check this out. This is going to get quite creepy quite quickly.
This next part I don't quite believe, but the surgeon's remarks were that the bullet absolutely should have gone through, but that Charlie's bone was so healthy and the density was so impressive that he's like a man of steel. Now, we don't know yet which surgeon made those claims, but here's a list of a few surgeons that I could verify.
Let's just put these up on the screen. Just hold them there for a second, just so you can understand who they are and that they are absolutely connected to the Timpanogos Regional Hospital. These are some of the folks there.
Through publicly available records that are affiliated with Timpanogos Regional Hospital. We have Dr. Stephen Nealman, Dr. Robert Patterson, Dr. Lee Trotter, and Dr. Lee Patterson. Now, here comes the coincidences. According to Google Trends, someone, maybe multiple, was searching Timpanogos Regional Hospital from an IP address originating in Israel, enough to cause this spike about a month before he died. That is bizarre, isn't it? A bizarre coincidence, I have to say. But remember, we are not drawing any conclusions. We're only making observations. But wait, there's more.
And so I wondered who the medical examiner was there in Utah. And I looked her up. She's a woman named...
And this gentleman is the Real Baron podcast.
Deidre Amaro. And she was looked up, but this time not in the District of Columbia, but in Israel, which I thought was very strange. June 30th of 2025. Somebody with an IP address originating in Israel decided they were very interested in Deidre Amaro.
Indeed, an interesting coincidence, finding out that our greatest ally, TM, was not only interested in Timpanago's regional hospital, but also very interested in finding out more about Dr. Deidre Amaro, the head medical examiner of the state of Utah. And those were not the only searches that our good friend Baron Coleman found.
Stephen Nealman, July 18th, 2025. This was out of our friends on the other side of the planet over there. Very curious about the surgeons in Utah, you'll find out. Robert Patterson, MD, July 23 and 24. I go to the next one. Lee Trotter, someone with an IP address originating in Israel, looking up surgeon Lee Trotter, near about that same July.
And again, this isn't to draw any conclusions. And again, if you're unfamiliar with Google Trends, the way Google Trends operates is you can do a search on specific terms and see what the trends of them are. If there've been any, the idea is you can see trends as they drop and fall. The funny thing is, when you're looking at individuals, then generally they will just be shown as spikes, because unless they're a famous person, why would there be regularity in searches? Do you know what I mean? So this isn't necessarily a trend. This is a spike. And this is when the information and the data can it be 100% trusted? I think some people will look at it and be like, "Oh, I don't know whether to trust that or not." Some people call Google Trends basically like slop AI, but that is the information that we've got in front of us. We've got information that pertains to the very hospital that Charlie Kirk attended after being assassinated. People connected to that hospital, including medical examiners, doctors, and they have been apparently, according to Google Trends, they have had searches done on them from an IP address that is at least being made to look like it came from Israel. Now, the flip side of that coin is I don't know whether this could be impacted by the use of a VPN. So if somebody was, in effect, trying to get hold of people or learn about people to see whether they could get some people on board, some people said in comments, some people will do anything for money. You show people enough money and you'll be surprised at what they're willing to do, even if that just means turning a blind eye and perhaps just signing something just to say that it's been done when perhaps it hasn't been done, or that something ain't as it actually is. Again, I'm not pointing the finger at anyone. I'm just trying to get my head around the fact that this seems to suggest that somebody was at least searching these names. Now, whether that was indeed in Israel or someone trying to make it look like these individuals were in Israel, that's a different matter. That's something that you'll have to come to the conclusion yourself, see what you think. But let me know what you think. Do you trust Google Trends? Do you think that the fact that this is actually a thing means that it should at least be taken into consideration and a little bit more work done on finding out what was happening here? Or do you just think that there's nothing in it at all? Let me know down below. Love you all. Have a fantastic day, and I will catch you all in the next one. Mwah.